Andrew, I want to ask you about a story in the Daily Mail today that King Charles wants a diverse coronation ceremony, and so he's been pushing for the Church of England to allow representatives of other faiths, Muslims and Hindus, to pray to their gods during his coronation service. What do you make of that?
Well, I've got some sympathy with him because, of course, there's a lot of people of the Islamic and Hindu and Sikh faiths in Britain. There just are. I mean,
Yes.
the Prime Minister is from Indian background. The Lord Mayor of London is from Muslim background. The First Minister of Scotland is from a Muslim background. I mean, it's the King's duty to unite. Now, if Christians don't like that, maybe they should proselytise a little more. I mean, I like the old traditional England kind of thing. I'm really at home in 19th century British literature. But the King's role is to unite a people. Mm-hmm. And I guess he feels that that's it. As long as he honours Christianity and doesn't slip into moral relativism, then you just have to shrug your shoulders. That's the way. If you have a mass immigration project, particularly from the third world, you have to then live with the consequences, adapt and make the best of them as you can.
I guess that raises the question then, when you've got mass immigration, you've got nations walking away from their Christian roots, what do you unite a country around? Or to ask it another way, if the Western world rejects Christianity as their uniting force, what replaces it?
Oh, huge question. I don't know. Anything, it seems. The answer is anything. And often it's a more dysfunctional kind of belief. I mean, the green religion is quite anti-human, for instance. It's just another form of ancient earth worship. And a lot of earth worshippers sort of swung to Christianity as more humane faith, a more tribalist faith. You know, I remember going, two anecdotes. I remember going to Africa, and I was looking at, I'm not Christian, but I went to a church service in Uganda. And it was wonderful. I mean, lots of music. It was really quite gripping and it was terrific. It was wonderfully entertaining and quite moving. And I was speaking to a Christian there who was heading a charity, a Christian charity. And he said, you know, Africans really respond to the fact that Christians preach, love thy neighbour as thyself. And it goes across faiths, across ethnicity. I mean, St. Paul's message was exactly that. You know, there is no slave, there's no master, there's no Roman, we're all one under Christ. That is a message for Africa, which has been riven by tribalism.
Right.
And I actually saw that in operation. You know, Muslims could be helped by Christian charities as much as Christians. And it was wonderfully inspiring in a continent that's been devastated by tribalism. I've been to Rwanda in the aftermath, or just as civil war was coming to an end there. The tribalism there slaughtered so many of the population, right? It was horrific, the most horrific thing I've ever seen. So that was great. And also in Hong Kong, when I lived there, a lot of people in the pro-democracy movement were actually Catholic, educated Chinese. And in jail still, there's Jimmy Lai, one of the most courageous men I've ever known, who's a Christian. He was a billionaire, I think he was a billionaire, a publisher. He could have escaped Hong Kong anytime he liked. He put his freedom on the line to serve the people. And it's that ethos of service to others that I think marks Christianity above so many other faiths, others, whoever they are. And that's why I fear the decline of Christianity, much as I'm partially guilty myself not being Christian. I fear it because I don't see the other creeds preaching the same with the same sense of purpose and success.
Andrew Bolt, it's always a delight to talk to you. Happy Easter, and thanks so much for joining us tonight.